Hi, everybody. Let me see your hands on the chat. Who's coming? Okay, so our next speaker comes from Brazil, and I think he comes from Alexandre. Você ainda está morando na Ilha da Magia?
Sim, Florianópolis.
See?
Yeah.
Florianópolis. He comes from Florianópolis. For those who live in Argentina or Uruguay, we also call it Floripa. É verdade que a magia também é pro código ou só a ilha?
No.
Okay.
Very beautiful places here, and the nature and people. So it's really magic.
I know. So Alexandre is very passionate about technology, and he works on tools for visual impaired people, and his work is awesome. So thank you so much for what you do. It helps a lot of people and basically teaches how to work. And I don't know, I think it's awesome what you do. So thank you so much for taking time to be here with us. Okay. And well, he creates tools to help. You're gonna tell us all about that. So I'm gonna let you start. And also, I don't know if Herman wants to say something else, but I think we are ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can do it.
All right.
Very good.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for watching us. I really love events, and I know that we are in a very difficult situation, a very hard situation about the COVID. But first of all, thank you for organizing this event and making the knowledge flow to all persons that are watching us. So thanks so much. And today I will talk about multi-tenant applications that are applications that share the same source code, but can be used by different companies, or in my case, by different brands of the same company using Xamarin.Forms. So in our agenda today, I will show, I present the problem. We discuss a little some possible solutions for the problem, but in the end, I will show the solution that my team to solve it. It will be very straightforward. So the problem. I work at ArcTouch. That's a company who develops mobile solutions for other companies. And one client contacted us to develop an application that should be develop different mobile applications for different brands. They have different brands, big company with different brands. In Brazil, we have some examples like some e-commerce that there are like Americanas and Submarino and Shoptime are three different sites, three different e-commerce, but they are owned by the same group. And when you go to use their apps, they have the same look and feel, but branded for each of each brand. So they need different apps with small customizations about colors and about some strings inside the app. But all the apps sharing the same backend. So we need to decide how not only to construct different apps, but create some kind of logic to share the backend, informing to the backend that you Now we are talking about this brand, and now we are talking about this brand. So possible solutions that we started thinking when we received this request. The first one, having different repositories for each brand. And the way of sharing the code would be by pull requests between brands. So I can work on the first brand, make the changes, create the screens, and so on, make a pull request to the other brands, and merge the code and customize this on each one. It doesn't sound good because, first of all, it's very error prone. I can forget to share something between forks. If I have the team working in different brands at the same time, maybe you have merge errors. And I don't know. For me, it don't sound a reasonable solution to solve the problem of have coding sharing and minimize the work for the team. The second solution is to use build configuration. So instead of having debug and release, we can have debug for the brand 1 and release for the brand 1, debug for the brand 2, and have some compilation conditionals, the hashtag if, to make conditions where we need to change something for the brands. It's better than having different repositories for each brand, but the problem is that I need to change all the time the building configuration to build the app and validate if my change is breaking something. So although it's less error prone than the repository solution, it may cause some delay on delivering features. And sometimes I will discover an error just when I build for that configuration. So I don't have a real-time validation of the code that I am writing. And the last and not the least is to have the logic spread around the code using conditionals like if and switch case to verify if the current brand has that feature, or if the current brand has need to change the color, or so on. So we have a lot of ifs and else's inside our code, and we know that if is not evil, but if you have a lot of conditionals inside your code, you make it harder to test, you make it harder to understand, and in the long time, it won't be a good solution because the code maybe became very complex to maintain, and we were thinking something that deliver the best solution, but also give us a good experience of development. So what was our solution? Our solution was composed of a single solution, so no code copying, not merge between branches and other repositories, a single solution. And inside the solution, we have three kinds of projects. We have one core logic project that I will explain what does it means. We have shared platform libraries that I will also explain what does it means, and target apps. So with these three different kind of projects, we can create an architecture that let us build different apps for different brands with all kind of customization that we need, and using a lot of benefits and not incurring on the problems that we listed before. So how does it work? In the core logic, we have all the shared logic between all the brands. So it's a net standard library where we have the Xamarin.Forms code, the Xamarin.Forms pages, the Xamarin.Forms services, the Xamarin.Forms view models, and all other kind of code that is shared between all the brands. But we have also specific classes created to represent each of brands and the data and behaviors related to a single brand. Like, for example, I can have in the brand class the name of the brand, the primary and secondary colors. We can have, for example, the website of this brand, the email of the support, the phone numbers to call. We can have all sorts of information related to that brand, so we can refer it inside the project and use it. And as it has a base class or an interface, I use this interface in the code, inside the code, and inject it on runtime. So my code works only on top of abstractions. I don't have any coupling between the real brand and my code. So it makes easier to have dynamic injected code and make it easier to have different implementations of the brand for not only the different brands, but also for different behaviors inside the brand. For example, if in offering different discounts on products for different brands, or for example, creating a completely different workflow to finish an order or to finish some process. So this solution make the things really very dynamic. The shared platform, these libraries, first of all, we have to pay attention. It's Android and iOS class library. It's not an iOS or Android application. Usually when I describe this architecture and people reach me to discuss, oh, I am trying to use that your example of multi-tenant application, I get errors because the things is not working, and it takes a while to discover that the person created Android and iOS applications instead of Android and iOS libraries. But about iOS library, the code inside this library is just the code related to the application, but specific for that platform. So inside the Android specific shared library, I will put all the behaviors, not behaviors, the effects, the renders, specific platform services, specific platforms libraries. So here I will put all the platform specific code that will be shared between all the applications. And on this, if I need to refer to something related to a brand to do anything, I can get this from the next layer, that is the target application that passes to this. But here I still working on top of abstractions. I don't have nothing specific to a brand inside this code. And I have the target application. So this is the Android and iOS application. It is reference the shared application layer and application shared platform library and the core logic. So in this layer, I forgot to mention about the shared library. I instantiate my custom app delegate and or my main activity, And on the constructor, I pass the branch related to this application. So I will have, for each brand, I will have a target app for iOS and a target app for Android, and I will instantiate the app delegate or main activity passing the brand. With this, I have the implementation injected for the shared platform library and for the core logic app. So just in this moment is that I refer to a specific brand, and that abstraction that I used in all the other layers now have an implementation to work on. So these are the three kind of projects. But as developers, we don't like to see slides. We don't like to see people talking, oh, do this, do that. We need to see the code. We need to see the thing. So let's go to the code. So here I have an example. It's on my GitHub. I forgot to put on the slide, but I will share the link to you. So it's on my GitHub. So I have here this Xamarin.move tenant is my net library. So it's my core logic libraries. So I have here my interface that is related to the tenants. So I have here the name of the brand or the tenant. I have the site of this tenant, and I have the primary and the secondary color that I use on my application. So I have this interface, and I need to implement it. So here I have the class that implement it. And here I have an static class that create the instance of the tenants that I need. So here I am creating a tenant object that we have the color, the primary color blue and the secondary color white, and it's related to Microsoft. I have Xamarin that is green, and I have .NET that's purple. So here I create the logic, and here it's a very simple example. I am using colors and I am using a string to show things, but it can be completely different objects. For example, in the real project, we have configurations for App Center. We have configurations for Airship, that is the provider of push notifications that we use it. And we have the URL of the backend we use. So we can have in these classes all kinds of information that are unique for each brand. On the shared library, in this case, I have only the main activity base. I don't have nothing specific here for the platform. But what I did is I subclassed main activity. I have here a protected field that's the tenant that we receive on the constructor. Oh, very important here. This line is very important. As we have the resources replicated on different assemblies, we need to regenerate the IDs for the resources. So this call for this line is very important, and if you don't do it, we'll receive a lot of errors. So please, on the first line of the onCreate, put this. And here, when I start the forms, I am starting the application, passing the tenant to the previous the previous layer. And on the target applications, let's get them. So here I get the tenants, and I create the delegate and overridden the tenants. So let's start Reflector here, and let's share my iPhone screen. Okay, let's just say.
Okay, let's continue. Awesome.
Okay, so if you need anything, you can reach me on Tweet. I am always available there. It will be a pleasure. And I will look to the questions now to see if the questions to answer. Let's see. Yes, I mean, you put here. It's really easy to debug and to test. It was one of our great benefits of this. One thing that we did there that were awesome is that we used a lot of dependency injection to solve a lot of the problems. Like, for example, for one specific brand, we need to make different API calls, and it was very easy to do it using this methodology of sharing the code.
Okay, I'm reading the chat. We don't have any question more. We have a lot of congratulations for the talk.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we have congratulations. Here, someone said that we had to remember to send the link of the repository with GitHub with this example. I suppose that you will share in your Twitter, or you after the event we will share all the repositories and all the PPTs too.
Oh, great. Are you planning to have a centralized repository for all the talks? Because usually we send the PDF with the slides and the repository.
Yes, I don't know if we will have a repository, but we will share all the videos. Behind of the video, we will put the repository and the data of the speaker with all the information. After the event, you can share with us your material, and we will share with the rest of the attendees.
Oh, great. So I will do it. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you very much for the talk.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.